So you want to get into Axie because it's really cheap right now. What should you buy? That's what we're gonna talk about today. Okay, so before we start this video, I just have to be blunt with you guys. All of this video is purely speculative. I do not work for Sky Mavis, and if I did, I would probably be fired right now if, you know, I was actually saying things based on actual knowledge of how Axie Infinity will look like when version 2.0 drops. Anyways, let's go back to the market. Alright, so first of all, classes of axies, okay? What should we expect to be nerfed? What should we expect to get buffed? I have one kind of crazy assumption. Okay, so first of all, let's take a look on the numbers here. So we have, this is the total amount of axies we have in the market right now. Out of that number, we have 61,000 beasts. We have about 95,000 plants, 10,000 bugs. So, you know, bugs, definitely a class that is growing right now. And even still, I feel like there's very little of them. Mech, also a class that you don't see that much, although I think they are better than people give it credit for. Dusks, you know, huge class right now. A lot of breeding and experimentation going. Like, people definitely learned that these mixed classes are really strong. Aqua, insanely popular. Bird, also very popular right now. Reptile, also very popular. You know, there was a clear transition from the reptile, from the actual Terminator reptiles into the Dusk reptiles, and now pretty much anything Dusk-like. You can have beasts that are Dusk. I've seen birds that are Dusks. Like, I mean, with the skill set of a bird, but it's an actual Dusk. You know, what I think, you know, if you actually have a lot of money and you want to experiment a little bit, I think Dusks, these guys are going to be huge, okay? Obviously this is my opinion, and from what I've heard from your comments, I've been reading a lot of the comments. I love that you guys interacting so much. It feels like Sky Mavis, generally speaking, they don't go all out on either nerfs or buffs. I do feel like the Dawns, they need some really good buffs. Like these guys, 1,000 axies. We have 360 times that number in axies. It's crazy how little of these guys there are. This is honestly crazy. I don't know. I really feel like these guys are underappreciated, probably for a reason, okay? I don't know that much about them, but their stats kind of suck. So if I would have to pick two classes that are probably going to get buffs, probably bet on Dawns and Bugs. And that is the crazy thing about Bugs. I think, even though they're popular in high MMR, I think they are also, like, their cards are really strong, but their stats suck. So I would like to see the stats being buffed just a little bit and the cards being nerfed just a tad. Because I think they're like a fun class, and sure, they are a little bit more complicated than just playing Aquas and pressing, you know, just using all of your cards every turn. But I do feel like you kind of need to balance the, you know, the fact that they're kind of hard to use. Also, if we're talking about nerfs, so what are the classes I would not recommend breeding right now? I think Aquas and Dusks, they're gonna get some pretty decent nerfs, okay? Pretty much everything right now, like, you can pretty much adapt a lot of classes into Aquas or into Dusks. I was talking about that earlier on, and I guess this is like my opinion. I feel like beasts, plants, and birds are probably gonna stay the same. I expect some Bug and Dawn buffs, and I'm talking about stats here, okay? I'm talking about the raw stats, not necessarily the cards or the types of builds you can have for each class. And we're probably gonna see some decent nerfs on Aquas and Dusks, okay? One thing I want to mention about Bugs. Cute Bunny is getting huge nerfs, okay? I think that is definitely going to happen. But other types of bugs, okay? This is an example. We have a Pincer, Fishneck, Parasite, Garrosh Form. Maybe Barb Strike might get a couple of nerfs, but overall, I feel like this is still really strong. Like, Parasite and Pincer, amazing cards. And I just feel like a lot of people don't even try to use bugs. Like, you don't see a lot of videos being made about bugs, so maybe I should actually do that. I do have a friend. He's actually the person that codes the bot with me. He is a bug specialist, so I might talk to him a little bit and eventually make a bug guide, because I do expect them to get buffed. Now, after this, we have this guy over here. So here's the crazy part about Aquas, okay? I think their stats are gonna get nerfed, but I think there are some concepts within Aquas that might not get nerfed nearly as much. And I think these, I don't know how to pronounce it, is Anemone, Anemone, whatever. I think this is still gonna be like relatively popular and good. First, because it's easy to play, and secondly, because it's just the way like the last round works, having these like double heals. I think the concept is always going to be strong unless they change something like about the way the game is structured, which could happen, okay? As I said in the beginning, none of what I'm saying is financial advice, and I'm not playing Axie for 3 years, okay? I'm gonna be blunt with you guys. I'm sort of new. I'm very used to esports and competitive games. So I'm saying things based on a lens from a different game, but that's how I feel, and you've been warned. Continuing though, here we go, the Terminator, okay? A lot of people hate Terminators, and I think the problem with Terminators is that they are very good against noobs. And, you know, I'm sorry if you're Lomar and you're watching this. Overall, I mean, this is strong, and you can definitely see a couple of Terminators in the top 100 before the season ended, and now too. But it's not nearly as present as Grass Snakes with Winghorn, those like crazy bug compositions, or double talk, whatever, cute bunnies and stuff. So what I would recommend, you know, if you want to breed or if you want to mess with Terminators, you know, they might get slightly nerfed, but I think the concept in general is still going to be viable. I would recommend that you go back for reptiles instead of dusks, okay? Obviously, this is just my opinion. I have absolutely no idea. I could be 1000% wrong. But I think dusks are a little bit too strong, and at the end of the day, if they nerf the dusks enough, or if they buff reptiles a little bit, the reptiles could be just as good or better than the dusks, and they are much cheaper. So that is something that I kind of expect to happen. I'm not entirely sure. Continuing, I think a card, I mean, we talked about bugs being very overpowered, and you know, maybe the Sky Mavis people, they're onto this. It's just that, like, even in high MMR, I don't see pliers being used as much. I think this card is crazy freaking good. It's so much damage. It has a decent amount of shield. You know, it's not double talk or anything, but this might be better than double talk after the patch. So anything with pliers, I feel like this card is underrated in general, and I just like it. So if you're considering different axies, maybe consider having pliers. Another card or concept I want to talk about. So you know, Grass Snake's probably going to be nerfed, so I'm not saying that you should build this exact axie, but I feel like kind of like pliers, you know, and just because Bug has so many amazing cards like Bug Signal, Cute Bunny, Sendo not only is a great card, but I think since bugs are gonna be buffed, Sando might be amazing if they don't nerf it. And I don't know, I don't think the card right now is that strong. You know, it's good when you're against some bug types, but it might become really good just because it's kinda expected that bugs are gonna get buffed. So, you know, keep an eye for Sandal. I think this card is underrated right now just because we do expect these moves I was talking about. And yeah, I think this is pretty much what I wanted to talk about. This is not a lengthy video. There's obviously like a dozen more cards and concepts that might get buffed or might get nerfed. There's obviously some extrapolation we can make about what is going to happen in the future, but if the core mechanics of the game change a little bit, which is expected, everything could change basically. So invest with a grain of salt, okay? Everything I'm saying here is just food for thought. I love this game, and I think if you're interested, this is obviously a great time to, you know, just dip your feet a little bit, but don't go buying 50 Ethereum of Sando Axies and, you know, expect to be a millionaire in 2 months. Now, one thing that I want to talk about though, and this is actually something that warms my heart a lot. So you guys know that I have a bot, and it allows you to look for axies better in the market, get a better idea of how a certain breed is going to happen when you decide to axies. And we also have alarms, and we already have like 40 plus users using our bot. And like I started to get like messages from the people using, and they're like, oh, I got this axie, I'm so happy. And I want to share it with you guys because I think because the market is so slow right now, it actually offers a lot of opportunity for people to breed amazing axies. Sure, they might get nerfed in the future, but if you do have enough axie knowledge, and if you proceed with caution, even if it gets nerfed, once we see a rebound in the axie market, hopefully, you might still profit just because I think everything is probably going to increase in price. Obviously, this is not financial advice, guys. This is just my opinion, and I mean, this is what I am doing. I am, you know, I'm pretty much just playing Axie every day. All right, so yeah, I did a poll so everyone would know about it. Guys, look at this. Look at this absolute beast of an Axie. All right, garish winghorn tiny turtle and grass snakes. And although this guy is beautiful, there is an actual super sad story about this guy. So he's saying, yeah, that's me, but I sold the amazing boy for 0.069 Ethereum. Whoo, dude, I actually did the same thing. The first Axie I've ever sold in the market, I, for some reason, pressed an extra 0, and I mean, I didn't get as unlucky as he did. It was probably like a 0.18 Axie that I sold for 0.018. This guy lost like 0.50 Ethereum. Then someone else showed up saying that they actually sold, they had like a 1.2 Ether Axie that they sold for 0.12. Yeah, there you go. If it makes you feel better, I've done the same mistake before. Dude. Oh man, I don't think I would be able to recover. So, you know, kudos to these guys. They're warriors. I think I would be so depressed if that happened to me. But yeah, this guy, he got a dozen of axies that look similar to this guy, and he paid very little for it. He told me he paid 0.1 Ether for each parent. And this guy, so if we go back here, actually, I probably have to hide my face so you guys can see this. Yeah, there you go. He sold it by mistake for 0.069 and it cost 0.42, and like this guy probably panicked because I think he probably could have sold it a little bit for a larger price. All of this to say that there's still room to make money in Axie Infinity, even with the market being slow as it is right now. And one tool that you can have is just pinpoint these amazing axies that are either valuable by themselves and someone is just like panic selling them, or find good parents to breed good axies like this guy did with this. And this is a dusk on top of it all. This is prime. We have video tutorials. Like, I have tons of videos on the bot, so you're probably already like super tired of me talking about it, but I do feel like we ended up with a version of the bot that is relatively easy to use. And everything that is not easy, there's like a lot of tutorials. You're always, you know, helping everyone to be able to reach whatever it is their intent with the bot. And we have a lot of features that will come out. I'm not sure if I told you guys about this, but we're selling a silver and a gold package that will never be sold again. Okay, so everyone that buys this until the end of the month and gets the silver or the gold plan, you will get a permanent badge in our Discord server, and you're gonna get discounts on, you know, whenever you buy more points. You're gonna be able to test new features. And by the way, guys, we have a feature that's gonna be releasing 3 to 5 days that will blow your mind. I cannot talk about it though, but maybe talk to me on Discord and we can discuss it a little bit. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I know this was long, but I just wanted to share with you guys. Have a good one and bye.